You go to school, you read. You go home, you read. After you eat dinner, you read. When you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about reading. When you go to class, you read. After class, in between classes, you're reading. And so I withdrew. I dropped out. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Alexis Nicole here. Thank you all for tuning in. New to my channel, hey girl, how you doing? If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl channel for more videos coming soon. I really didn't want to do an intro because I feel like this video is like more serious, like more get to know me. So I'm not gonna, really waste any time on like an intro or whatever. But yeah, I know you're here from what the title says. You want to know about why I dropped out of law school and just where your girl is in life, and we're gonna get to that very, very soon. But first, I just want to talk about me and who I am and all that type of jazz. So yeah, I'm gonna just be doing my makeup and then doing my hair, and yeah, so let's talk. So the title says dropping out of law school and all of that jazz. So let's talk about that first. Before I talk about that, I'm just gonna give like a little back history on my school experience and all that type of stuff. I don't know why I'm bleeding. So before I went to law school, I went to undergraduate college, of course. I went to a 4-year college. I went to Prairie View University, and that's in Texas. And I graduated from Prairie View University in May of 2019. And so after I graduated from Prairie View, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, like none. Only thing I had an idea of what I wanted to do was to go to law school, and that was it. Like, that's literally all that I had planned after I graduated. I graduated PV with a bachelor's of science in criminal justice. I didn't have any other plan other than going to law school, and I should have had like a plan B just in case, but I didn't. So if I didn't get into law school, it was gonna be like, I'm a bum. I have nothing else to do with my life. I don't know what to do. And yeah, all the products that I'm gonna be using will be either on the screen or linked down below. So don't worry about trying to figure out what I'm using, because it'll be on the screen somewhere, or it'll be in the description box down below. So anyway, I did great at PV. Like, I did super great. I graduated cum laude, which is like honors. I had a 3.6 GPA, and I joined a sorority. Like, college was great for me. But after college, I literally had no idea what I was doing. And I know I wanted to go to law school. I always wanted to go to law school, like always. Like, that was my thing. Being a lawyer was my thing. Like, I have the attitude, I have the voice, I have the character, I have the personality, I have the wits, I have, I'm book smart, and I'm street smart, and I know my stuff. So I was just so ready to be a lawyer. And that was my only thing. And so I took my LSAT late. I made a 141. I made a 141 on my LSAT, which is like horrible. But nevertheless, like, I got in, like, which was really weird. But everything happens for a reason. So after I took my LSAT, first of all, the day that I took my LSAT was horrible. Y'all, the LSAT has nothing to do with law school. Nothing. So if you're worried about taking the LSAT, you have nothing to worry about. Like, LSAT has nothing to do with law school. If you're really good at critical thinking and like logic and all that type of stuff, you'll do great on the LSAT, okay? You just have to practice and study. So I made a 141 on my LSAT. The day that I took my LSAT was just horrible. and I didn't think that I was gonna get into law school. I was so upset. I was crying, and yeah. So, long story short, I applied to law school in like April, right? And usually you would find out probably like midsummer if you got into law school or not. And I was seeing everybody on Twitter talk about how they got admitted into law school and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, everybody talking about they got into law school. Where my acceptance letter, right? So I told my mama, and she was like, well, call up there and see. So I call up there, right? And basically, she told me to come up there and talk to the dean of admissions. So I go up to the law school to talk to the dean of admissions, and dude was like, yeah, your resume looks great. Everything looks great. I'm just going to go ahead and admit you. And I'm just like, wait, I'm admitted for real? Like, I'm literally, like, going to law school? Like, is this real? Like, is this for fake? Like, the dude literally, like, admitted me on the spot. No joke. Like, he literally was like, looking through my file and was like, oh, yeah, you're good. Welcome to law school. And I was just so ecstatic. I was just so excited because, y'all, when I say I did not have a plan B, I did not have a plan B. If I did not get accepted into law school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I feel like I wasted 4 years of my life at college because what I'm doing now has nothing to do with my degree. But we'll talk about that later. So anyway, I get to law school and it's nothing like I thought it would be. Nothing at all. And so when I got to law school, I was like, hold on, like this kind of different. You know, like they not playing with you in law school. To make it short and simple, they not playing with you. Law school is so time demanding. It's so time consuming. It's so like me. Like, you know, you ever like been with somebody and it's like all about them? Like, you can't do nothing because it's all about them. That's how law school is. If you don't like to sacrifice your time, if you don't have good time management, if you don't like to read, don't go to law school. And I'm not saying that because like I'm not saying that to be funny, or I'm not saying that to like discourage anybody, but that's basically what it is. Time management, time consuming, time demanding. You read a lot, like you don't have time to do anything else. That's why people who are in law school or are lawyers, they drink a lot, they go out a lot because it's stressful. Like, to be honest, it is really stressful. And I'm not saying like my law school experience was just horrible, because it wasn't. Like, I really enjoyed my time in law school, like for real. My first year of law school was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. I don't think I was prepared enough as I thought I would be. And that's why I feel like, you know, I kind of went left, because I really didn't know what to do. And because it was my only choice, I went with it. Like, I didn't prepare myself. Like, I'm the first person in my family to ever have this type of higher education. Like, it was just all on me. And it wasn't, I'm not going to say law school was hard. It was just like, if you did not read, you was not going to succeed. Like, that's just that. If you didn't read, it was like, why bother going to class? Like, I would have a professor who would literally kick us out if we didn't read, or if we didn't have our notes, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, like, that was stressful, because you have so much to read. You have so much to read. It's like you don't have time for anything else. And even if you do push it back, you still not gonna have time for it. Like, you just not. I'm not gonna lie, I was on academic probation. After my first semester, I was on academic probation. And if they would have like kicked people out after the first semester, I would have been kicked out. I would have, because my grades weren't the best after my first semester. But, you know, God spared my life, and, you know, they changed the rules basically, and was like, you have until the end of the year. And so I was happy about that, because I was like, well, good, I can, you know, get my grades back up so I won't be kicked out. But then the pandemic came, y'all. Like, that pandemic just took my whole motivation, all of that away. And I was already dealing with anxiety from my health reasons, but then I was also dealing with anxiety from law school. So I was dealing with two like areas of anxiety in my life, to where law school was just draining me, and I just was not happy. I was not happy. Even though I felt, you know, I went to school and I tried to thug it out and like be happy and do what I had to do, I was not happy. Like, I just was not happy. And so even though like it was okay, after my first semester, when I saw my grades, I was just devastated. Like, I was like, I'm gonna be kicked out. Like, that's just that. But law school is so hard to do online, especially for me. I did not like doing law school online. My grades were already low. Your girl was already on academic probation. Then you want me to come home and remove myself from the environment that I'm supposed to be in, that's going to help me be successful in school? You're going to remove me from there, from all my resources that I need? And you want me to try to do that at home? No, it didn't work. It didn't work. And so they gave us the option to do pass or fail. And so instead of me doing all pass, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to bring my grades up so I can get off academic probation. Did that work? No, it did not work, like, at all. Like, I had 6 classes my second semester, and I decided to do 2 of my classes for my grades, and then the rest of my classes I chose pass. I shouldn't have done that. Like, I literally should have just chose all pass and then just did better my second year. But instead of doing that, I wanted to try to get my grades up some to help me, and it didn't happen. Like, the whole pandemic situation and online school, like, that did not help me at all. So I ended up not, because the pandemic and stuff, and how, you know, my anxiety, dealing with my anxiety and depression, and being at home and not being able to go out and having to wear a mask and all this other stuff, that did not help me be successful at all. Like, I'm not playing, like, I'm not joking. It didn't help me. It didn't. And as much as I talked to my mentor and my godmama and my mom, like, it just did not help me. And so my grades ended up slipping even more. I was already slipping, but my grades ended up slipping even more. So because I was already on academic probation, and my grades slipped even more because I tried to boost my ego by trying to do better in my classes, knowing that I wasn't, because of the predicament that I was in while I was at home. My grades slipped, and I ended up losing my financial aid. So I didn't have my grades. I was on academic probation already, and I ended up being on even more academic probation. Then I lost my financial aid, and on top of that, I wasn't even happy about being in law school. So why, that whole just made me not even want to be in law school anymore. Like, as the little motivation that I had to keep pushing just went left. Like, it just went left. Like, I really didn't want to be in law school. I felt like I wasn't prepared. I was doing it because, you know, like, nobody in my family has ever had this type of higher education. So I had so much pressure on me to be in law school. It was just crazy. And I ended up talking to my godmama, and she had me realize, like, you got to do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, it's your life. You got to do what makes you happy. Like, if you have an anxiety or if you have a depression about something or somebody and they're not making your life happy, why keep doing it? Why keep stressing yourself out, trying to push yourself, drain yourself, have more anxiety? Yeah, my anxiety was so bad. I would go to the ER maybe like every other week because my chest was hurting so bad, because my head was hurting so bad, because I couldn't breathe, because I was having shortness of breath. I was already having health problems, but then on top of that, I was having anxiety, not only from my health problems, but from school. So I'm having anxiety on top of anxiety, and I was having anxiety every week. I'm talking about like full-blown panic attacks every week. And then on top of that, I was in a relationship. So, you know, that's just a whole other job within itself. I was over it. My body was drained. I was in school my whole life. I never had a break from being in school. So I was burnt out. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all of that. I was burnt out. And I just had to be honest with myself and just be like, do you really want to do this, girl? Do you really want to be a lawyer anymore? What do you really want to do? If you had any choice to be any type of career or field, what would you want to do? And I said real estate. I love houses. I want to be a realtor. And I just had to be honest with myself. Like, what do you want to do? Be happy. You only get one life. And I had to tell myself that like over and over. You only get one life. What you want to do that's going to make you successful, that's going to bring you in more money, more income, and at the same time you're going to be happy. Like, I don't feel like law school was doing that for me. I don't feel like being a lawyer would bring me the happiness that I know that I want, that I need. And so I withdrew. I dropped out. And after I dropped out, I broke up with my boyfriend. Like, anything that was bringing me any type of stress or anxiety or just unclear thinking, anything that was just taking my mind off of me, I had to let it go. Do I regret dropping out of law school? No. Would I go back? Maybe. Just depends on where I am in life. My law school experience was great. Like, I just didn't, I'm not saying like I just hated law school, because I didn't, but I did not like it. And it was just for me personally. Like, when we would be on like winter break, summer break, my daddy would be like, you ready to go back to school? I'd be like, no, I'm not ready to go back to school, because it's a lot. Like, it's literally a lot. And the type of person I am, it just wasn't working out. I wanted to be a realtor. And so I was like, well, I'm finna go to real estate school, and then I'm gonna go to school to get my master's. So recently, I went to Champion School of Real Estate. I just finished all of my real estate school classes last week. So woo, woo, woo to me. I am so happy about this, because this is all I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a real estate agent. I've always wanted to work in real estate, you know, regardless of what it was, legal field, like, you know, sales agent, whatever it may be. Like, I always wanted to be in real estate school. And so I've done that. All I have to do now is just take my real estate test, my state exam, and apply to be a sales agent. And yeah, like, you know, find a sponsoring broker and then start my real estate, you know, business. Like, that's exciting to me. Like, I'm super duper happy right now. Like, I'm in a better space right now than I've ever been within these past 3 years of my life. And I'm just super duper happy. I'm super duper blessed. And I just thank God for everything that he's done for me and what he's going to do in my life, period. And so I also got accepted into graduate school. So in January, I'm going to be going back to school for my master's. So it's not like I'm stopping my higher level of education, but I just had to find what I wanted to do for myself. I had to figure out what I wanted to do for me. And right now I'm doing that, and I'm happy about that. You know, I'm excited about it. You know, I know it's gonna take time for me to get there, but your girl is ready. Like, I'm really like ready, and I'm super excited. Literally just been at home making videos for YouTube, trying to get my subscribers up, trying to get my content up for YouTube, because I like doing YouTube too. Like, I like, you know, recording myself and making videos. Like, that's what I like to do as well. Even though law school didn't turn out the way that I wanted to, it's okay. Like, things happen. I wish blessings and happiness and motivation and encouragement upon everybody that I met in law school. Like, you know, and I would even walk through the law school halls and be like, Lord, I pray that I graduate law school this year and this, that, and the third. But God always has other plans, you know what I'm saying? And it's either, you know, yes or not right now, or I have something better in plan for you. I feel like God has something better in plan for me, and that's just, you know, the journey that I'm on right now. You know, being happy, being honest with myself, and being blessed. I'm single. Like, your girl is single. I don't have a boo, a boyfriend, none of that. I'm not back in the streets, but I'm on the sidewalk, you know what I'm saying? And so life is just doing what it's doing, you know, and I'm super happy about it. Like, I've been chilling and just enjoying my time to myself. Yeah, I never read so much in my life, like, ever. I never read so much in my life. Like, if I would show y'all, if I have videos and pictures and stuff, I'll post them so y'all can see, like, how fat my books are. And we read the whole thing. Like, the whole book, I read it. The whole book. One thing that I can say that I miss about law school is dressing up. Your girl used to love dressing up for school. Like, I was so happy to buy clothes for school. I just like being conservative. Like, I like looking classy. I like looking professional, you know, with a little class and a little, you know, sexiness with it. Like, that's just, you know, my thing. That's how I like to dress for the most part. And so I was always looking forward to dressing up for school. Could I have kept, you know, going? Yeah. Because I don't know if I mentioned this, but because of the pandemic, they pushed everybody into the second year. So usually, like, if you pass your first year, or once you get through your first year of law school, if you have good grades, then you move forward to the second year. But if you don't, then they'll kick you out. But because of the pandemic, they just pushed everybody, whether you had academic probation, honor roll, they pushed everybody. And so because they did that, it helped me out a lot. But then at the same time, it was like, I had to be honest with myself. Like, do I really want to do this anymore? And if I don't, I need to withdraw. And so I did. And, you know, life happens. And, you know, that part of my life happened to me. And it's just what it is. I'm super duper happy that I was able to experience law school, because some people don't even get to experience law school. And I got through my first year, you know, like, that's great. You know, some people don't even get to experience 1 year of law school, and I did. So for that, I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like, for that, I'm super duper happy that I was even able to experience law school. But it just wasn't for me anymore. And that's okay. I'm learning now that before I do anything, I have to pray about it. Before I start anything, before I go anywhere, before I start on a new journey of my life, before I embark on a new, like, career or business, or before I do anything, I have to pray. Because sometimes we get into things that we think are for us, but in actuality it's not. Like, you be doing stuff that you ain't even supposed to be doing, and it's gonna take you on a different journey than what God had in store for you. You know, like, you have to think about stuff before you do it. And I feel like I just wasn't prepared. I did not prepare my mind. I didn't prepare my heart, my soul, my body, or my spirit for law school. And for those reasons, that, you know, I'm not saying that's just the whole reason why I didn't do well in law school or why I dropped out of law school. I just feel like those were important reasons about why I didn't like law school or do well that I wanted to. Here's the makeup look. Very simple, you know, very cute, very natural. So I'm about to go do my hair. Sorry, one of my lights cut off, so that's why it's kind of like dark now. But I'm about to go do my hair, and then I'll be back to see you in the video. So yeah, y'all, this is the finished makeup look, finished hair. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope that y'all got some insight about me, who I am, this life update. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all have any questions, y'all can always, you know, ask me on my Instagram. I'll put it somewhere on the screen, or y'all can talk to me in the comments about it. But yeah, what I want y'all to get out of this video is to follow your dreams, but make sure that the dreams that you want to follow is your dreams. Make sure that what you want to do and what you're doing is going to make you happy at the end of the day. It's your life. You do what you want, as long as it's not nothing ridiculous or crazy or that's going to put somebody's life in peril. You do what makes you happy. You be happy. You stay prayed up. You do what you have to do to be where you want to be. So be honest with yourself. Be happy, be healthy, be blessed, stay safe, do what makes you happy, and yeah. So like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to y'all later.